Can I rent it for a while?
No. Look, pinstripe.
Do you remember Counting Cars when it first premiered in 2012? It wasn't just another flashy reality show. It wasn't about fake drama or forced storylines. It was about passion for engines, chrome, paint, and the art of turning forgotten vehicles into rolling masterpieces. At the center was Danny the Count Koker and his loyal team at Count's Customs in Las Vegas. Week after week, millions of viewers tuned in, not just for the cars, but for the personalities. Each member of the crew brought something unique: humor, loyalty, skill, or heart. They weren't just co-workers, they were a family. But while the cameras captured their triumphs, the real struggles often unfolded away from the spotlight. Some members left quietly, others faced health battles, and tragically, some never made it back. Today, we're uncovering the untold stories of the Counting Cars crew, the struggles you didn't see, the heartbreaking losses, and the legacy they left behind. Horny Mickey, no one could ever forget Horny Mike, with his crazy helmets, wild paint jobs, and larger-than-life personality. He turned simple vehicles into one-of-a-kind art pieces. Fans loved him because he made the show unpredictable. His designs were bold, sometimes controversial, but always unforgettable. Yet behind the humor and wild energy, Mike's life wasn't always easy. The long hours, the constant pressure of television deadlines, and the need to always be on eventually wore him down. By 2021, Mike began stepping away from the spotlight. It wasn't scandal or drama, it was a choice. He wanted peace. He wanted a life where creativity wasn't dictated by cameras or producers. Fans missed him deeply, but Mike reminded everyone that sometimes the people who stand out the most are the ones who need space the most. Today, he lives on his own terms, still building, still painting, but without the chaos of television. Scott Jones. If Danny was the face of Count's Customs, Scott Jones was its backbone. As parts manager, he made sure every bolt, bracket, and custom order showed up on time. He wasn't loud, he didn't chase the spotlight, and he rarely smiled on camera. But he was dependable, steady, and respected by everyone. After season 2, fans noticed Scott was gone. He had stepped away quietly to focus on his health and personal life. Sadly, a few years later, Scott passed away from health-related complications. Danny Koker paid tribute, saying Scott was more than just a parts guy. He was family. Today, a photo of him still hangs inside the shop, a reminder that even the quietest workers can leave the loudest impact. Kevin McGovern. Mac wasn't just Danny's shop manager. He was his cousin, his childhood friend, and his right-hand man. If Danny was chasing a dream, Kevin was the one keeping that dream on track. He handled deadlines, clients, and the chaos of production with a calm, sarcastic wit. For years, he was a stabilizer in the shop, but behind the scenes, Kevin had been quietly battling health problems. In 2020, he suffered a serious stroke that forced him to step away from Count's Customs. He recovered with the support of his family, but fans felt his absence immediately. Danny admitted that losing Kevin in the shop was like losing a part of himself. Kevin taught the team how to hustle smart, not just hard, a lesson that still guides Count's Customs today. Ryan Evans. If a car rolled out of Count's Customs looking like a dream, chances are Ryan Evans had painted it. With his long ponytail and unmatched airbrush skills, he turned vehicles into moving works of art. But perfection came at a cost. The pressure to deliver flawless work every time began to take its toll. Fans noticed Ryan appearing less frequently, looking weary and drained. Behind the scenes, he was struggling with personal health concerns. Ryan never sought fame. He sought excellence, and that pursuit sometimes pushed him too far. While he has since stepped back to focus on family and health, every car he painted still speaks for him. Quiet, powerful, and unforgettable. Shannon wasn't flashy, but he was a legend. In the shop, as the lead bike builder, he could transform raw metal into a masterpiece onto wheels. Calm, disciplined, and fiercely loyal, he brought balance to the chaos of the garage. But in 2019, tragedy struck. Shannon suffered a massive heart attack, though he survived. The recovery forced him to step back from the demanding pace of the show. Fans who had watched him since the beginning were heartbroken to see him go. His absence left a void, but his craftsmanship still lives on to this day. Bikes built by Shannon remain on display at Count's Customs, a lasting tribute to his artistry. Roelly Shabo. For fans, Roelly Shabo was unforgettable. With his Hungarian accent and easy smile, he made every car shine before it left the shop. Some joked he was just a car washer, but those who paid attention knew his role was crucial. He wasn't just polishing chrome, he was restoring soul. By 2020, Roelly quietly disappeared from the show. Rumors swirled. Had he left for another job? Did something happen behind the scenes? The truth remains unclear, but fans still remember his laugh, his work ethic, and the way he made even the smallest details matter. Tragedies that shook the family. Not every departure was a choice. Some losses hit the Counting Cars family hard, leaving scars that will never heal. Big Ryan, who replaced Roelly in the detail bay, died suddenly of a heart attack in 2022. His absence was honored with a plaque in the shop and a car restoration dedicated to him. Billy the Builder, a guest fabricator with unmatched skill, died in a motorcycle accident. Danny later built a custom black Ford pickup in his memory, gifting it to Billy's family. Robbie Calorba Martinez, the painter who brought explosive creativity, passed away in 2016 from an aneurysm. The crew honored him with a mural. In the shop, Jesse J. Rod Hernandez, a young shop assistant, was killed in a motorcycle accident at just 26 years old. His locker remains untouched in the garage, a quiet tribute to his dreams. Uncle Lou, Horny Mike's mentor, passed in 2021 from heart failure. A private memorial was held in the shop, his stool surrounded by custom bikes he inspired. Doc Larry Mendez, a client who became family, died from cancer in 2023. The shop honored him with a memorial cruise down the Las Vegas Strip, led by his beloved El Camino. Kenny Boom Boom Franklin, a sound technician behind the scenes, passed away in 2020 after a stroke. The show dedicated an episode to his memory, fading to black with his name. Each loss reminded fans that Counting Cars wasn't just about steel and engines. It was about people, love, and legacy. At the center of every build was Danny Koker, the man with the vision, the voice, and the fire. His story began long before television fame ever found him. Born and raised in Detroit, the heart of America's auto industry, Danny was deeply influenced by his father, who worked for Ford and also performed as a gospel singer. Surrounded by the rumble of engines and the rhythm of music, young Danny grew up with two great passions that would eventually define his life. His path to television was anything but ordinary. In Las Vegas, he first became known for portraying a quirky vampire character called Count Cool Rider on local TV. That role gave him charisma in front of the camera, but it was Rick Harrison from Pawn Stars who introduced Danny to a wider audience. His natural charm and expertise with cars quickly stood out, leading to the birth of Counting Cars. Yet the show wasn't just about restoring vehicles. It was about family, redemption, and the personal stories connected to every car. Danny's road has seen challenges, lawsuits, setbacks, and the pain of losing dear friends. But through every hardship, one anchor remained: his wife, Corey. With her by his side, Danny didn't just build custom cars. He built a legacy that continues to inspire fans around the world. Looking back, Counting Cars was never just about restoring vehicles. It was about restoring people. Each member brought something irreplaceable: creativity, discipline, humor, or heart. Some left on their own terms, others were taken too soon. But all of them shaped the soul of the show today. Visitors to Count's Customs still feel their presence. Photos, plaques, untouched workstations, silent reminders of the people who turned a small Vegas garage into a cultural icon. Because in the end, Counting Cars wasn't about the rides. It was about the people who built them, loved them, and left a piece of themselves in every turn of the wrench. So, which crew member's story stayed with you the most? Was it Horny Mike's wild designs, Shannon's quiet artistry, or Kevin's steady hand? Share your thoughts below, and if you believe these stories deserve to be remembered, Don't forget to honor their legacy by keeping their passion alive.